In today's video, I'm going to show you how to fix scapular winging.
Get up and get down, get up and get down.
Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by the YouTube channel. If you have a problem with scapular winging, where that shoulder blade just fits all the way out to the side, it's often attributed to a weak and fatigued serratus anterior muscle, which sits on this side of the shoulder blade and helps hug it close to your rib cage and also rotate the shoulder blade up and over whenever you're moving your arm. Now, common problems in scapular winging are often addressed by physical therapists with two common exercises. I'm gonna have Ed demonstrate those real quick. The first one is just a scapular punch. So he's gonna hold this right here and he's going to punch up and back down. Now, while this may be a good exercise at recruiting the serratus anterior, the problem with it is that it's only working one function of the serratus muscle, which is protraction and retraction. Also, the problem with this is that it also moves into facilitate that often over-dominant pec muscle in a lot of people who have serratus weakness. So this isn't an exercise that I actually prescribe any of my patients. The second common exercise you'll see is a serratus push-up. So often how it's performed is just over a bed like this, and you can see Ed's shoulder blades. He's going to push away from the bed and sort of round his back, and then let his shoulder blades come together. So what he's doing is using his serratus muscles to move his shoulder blades into protraction and retraction. Now, while this again is a better exercise than the first one because we're closed chain, the problem with it is that it's only working the serratus muscle, again, at about a 90-degree arm elevation. So if you have a problem in scapular winging, especially going overhead, this isn't necessarily going to fix it. And again, it's only working one function of the serratus muscle, which is protraction and retraction. It's not necessarily helping with that upward rotation that we also have to address. So what we're going to do instead is come over here and you're going to do an exercise called a serratus wall slide. All you need is a foam roller. Now your cues for this are to round your upper back, reach your hands into the wall, and then rotate your shoulder blades up while exhaling. I want to give a shout out to Eric Cressy for all those cues. So let's go over this again. He's got the foam roller at about his head level. His forearms are close to parallel. And what he's going to do is start off by thinking, if there's my hand right here, he's going to round his upper back. So he's pushing his shoulder blades away a little bit, rounding that upper back, keeping the shoulder blades nice and close and hugged to the body. He's then going to think about reaching his arms up and out. And again, you don't have to go crazy high with this and try to extend your elbows. And then he's going to think about rotating his shoulder blades up and around the outside of his body. That's that upward rotation that the serratus helps with. And then he's going to come slowly back down. Now, the last thing that you're going to think about is as you reach up and rotate around that back, get a good exhale, and that's going to pull and hug that shoulder blade even closer to the rib cage, which is that last little bit. So the 3 R's of round the upper back, reach, rotate the shoulder blades around, and exhale are how we optimally recruit the serratus anterior muscle. Now, one thing that you can also do to enhance this exercise one more step is by putting a band around the wrist. Now, a common pattern that we see is a lot of people that are also dealing with serratus anterior weakness and fatigue is they're also very over-dominant with their subscapularis muscle, which is one of the rotator cuff muscles. And this can help by having that band pull out. You're going to engage some of your other muscles of your rotator cuff and effectively turn that off or not have it be as dominant during the movement, which can then help you recruit your serratus to an even greater degree. So this is sort of a step above or a progression from the basic wall slide. So make sure that your hands are pushing against that band, and then same exact cues, 3 R's of rounding the back, reaching against the wall, rotating the shoulder blade out. Now, I have had patients before who have had issues in serratus activation, and in doing something like this, they get a little bit of a pinch, a little bit of a impingement in that shoulder. And what you can do if you have a buddy or someone that's facilitating this is you can even take your hand around that shoulder blade. Here's that bottom of the shoulder blade right here. You can actually take your fingers and sort of assist that upward rotation of the shoulder blade as they come across. And often what they'll see is that you'll have less of a pinching pain in the front side of that shoulder when you're doing this. So as they are rotating up, I'm sort of assisting and helping that shoulder blade with that needed upward rotation, which is often a problem for some people who are developing issues in getting overhead. As an example, elite weightlifter Darren Bartz had pain during the reception of his clean. Now when viewing his back, you can see his left shoulder blade wasn't upwardly rotating as much compared to the other side. And remember, this is one of the primary actions of the serratus anterior muscle. When we fail to get this needed motion, it can lead to suboptimal joint mechanics when lifting. So to enhance the desired upward rotation, we went to the serratus wall slide with the cues that you just learned, and even used a little overpressure to assist the movement we wanted to see. Following this drill, he instantly noted less pain in his shoulder, which allowed him then to hit a weight the next week that he hadn't done in months and without any pain. Yeah, buddy. So again, that serratus is not just something we want to work at that 90-degree level. We need to be able to get overhead between that 120 and 150 degrees of shoulder elevation. So this is an excellent exercise for that. So thank you, Ed, for that. So guys, I hope this was a helpful video in understanding that if you have scapular winging, so the shoulder blades are coming out to the side, the often prescribed exercises of the serratus punch, scapular punch like this, and the serratus push-ups, while not bad exercises, aren't always the most optimal for really improving the problem at hand, and especially when you're going overhead, they're far from optimal. So I think the serratus wall slide can be something that can be a little bit more helpful at really addressing the full problem. So I hope you guys liked today's video. If you did, please share this with any of your friends who may be having a similar issue. And please subscribe to the channel. If there's any exercises, injuries, or anything that you'd like me to make a video on in the future, please let me know in the comments section below. Because again, SquatUniversity is here to help you move better in the gym and out, decrease your body's aches and pains, and help you reach your true athletic potential. So until next time, guys, happy squatting.
They say that energy flows where attention goes, so I pay no mind. Why waste my time with all these negative cats scratching? So caught up in their egos, these people have lost.